Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into what's shaping the translation world in 2025.
That's right.
We know you want the core insights fast without getting lost in the weeds. So think of this as your shortcut to getting up to speed.
Exactly. We're drawing from a recent analysis, Key Trends in the Translation Industry in 2025 by Progressio. Just came out April 10th.
Fresh off the press, then.
Pretty much. And our mission here is really to pull out the most important nuggets for you, give you a clear picture of where things stand and where they're headed.
Okay, great. So let's dive right in. Trend number one seems to be the continuing evolution of AI in translation. But this isn't exactly brand new, is it?
No, not at all. It's more like a long evolution. If you think about it, tech's been part of translation for ages. The report points back to translation memories, TMs, in the 1980s.
Right, the databases that store translations. I remember those.
Yeah, that was an early step. Then came, rule-based systems, then statistical machine translation.
Bit clunky back then, maybe.
Could be, yeah. But then we got neural machine translation, NMT. That was a big leap. Think Google Translate, DeepL, Microsoft Translator.
Yeah.
Those tools we all kind of know.
Okay, and they're powered by NMT.
Mostly,
Yeah.
yes. And by 2025, they're really quite sophisticated, fluent, context-aware in many situations. And now, AI and LLMs are the next layer.
So the industry isn't seeing AI as some sudden shock?
Not really, no. The perspective in the report is interesting. While some fields see AI as totally disruptive, the language industry tends to view it as, well, the next logical step, building on what came before.
Enhancing the existing tools and workflows.
Precisely. It's about refining the tech stack they've been building for decades.
Okay, that makes sense. So if AI is becoming more integrated, what about the human translators? Which leads us neatly into the second point, this evolving human-machine collaboration.
Yeah, and this is crucial. The report really emphasizes that the standard is a hybrid model. It's not humans or machines.
It's both.
It's both, working together. The real challenge, and the report highlights this, is figuring out that balance. How much automation? Where do you absolutely need the human specialist?
And are there specific areas where humans are still, irreplaceable?
Oh, absolutely. The report calls out specialized translations, think legal, medical creative work, and especially literary translation.
Poetry, novels.
Exactly. Things needing deep understanding, cultural sensitivity, emotional nuance, linguistic creativity, wordplay, complex rhetoric. Machines struggle with that depth.
Right. You can't easily code for irony or beautiful prose.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, where machine translation really excels is with repetitive stuff. Content with clear structure, set terminology.
Like what?
Things like user manuals, technical documents, product specs, website localization, metadata, big product catalogs.
Stuff where consistency and speed are key.
Exactly. Machines are great at that.
Yeah.
It's about using the right tool for the right job.
Okay, makes sense. Strategic application. Now, the third trend mentioned is this growing pressure on speed and costs. I guess in our instant everything world, people want translations like yesterday.
That's pretty much it. Near instant translation is almost becoming the expectation, especially for things like social media, real-time chat for businesses.
Things that move fast.
And traditional, purely human translation workflows. They often just can't keep up with that pace.
And I bet that puts a squeeze on prices, too.
Definitely. It's a really competitive global market out there. Clients are looking for cost-effective solutions, so there's downward pressure on pricing for translators and agencies.
And doesn't the availability of free MT tools like Google Translate complicate things?
It does. Clients sometimes look at those and think, well, why should I pay for a professional service? It makes demonstrating the added value of quality human-involved translation even more important.
So how does the industry cope? Invest more in tech?
That's a big part of it. The report stresses investing in automation, boosting productivity. But, and this is key, without sacrificing quality.
That's the balancing act again.
It really is. Quality is crucial for trust. Interestingly, the report notes that translators are expected to handle more volume now, thanks to the technology assisting them, while still maintaining that high quality.
Higher output expected. Okay. Let's shift to the fourth trend. This massive increase in the sheer volume of content being created and needing localization. It feels like an information explosion.
It really does. And the report looks at this from both the demand and supply sides. On the demand side, well, there's just more stuff being published globally than ever before.
Blogs, videos, social media.
All of it. And companies going international need everything translated for local markets. Think e-commerce, product descriptions, return policies, everything. Plus all the articles, podcasts, e-learning. It's huge.
And localized means more than just translated, right? It's culturally adapted.
Exactly. Adapting it linguistically and culturally for each specific market.
Okay, so that's the demand. What about the supply side? Why can more be translated now?
Well, like we discussed, the tech's gotten better and more efficient. That often brings down the cost per word.
Ah, so it's more affordable for businesses.
Right. It makes it feasible to translate into more languages, even smaller ones that maybe weren't viable before. The report even mentions the entry barrier to the translation industry might be getting a bit lower.
Interesting. Meaning more people or smaller outfits can offer services.
Potentially, yes. And there's another related trend mentioned, semi-professional creators, people on YouTube, podcasters.
Hmm.
They're increasingly using fully machine-translated content subtitles, descriptions, just to reach a wider audience quickly. Even if the quality isn't perfect, the goal is often just maximum reach for minimum effort.
Wow. Okay. So the fifth and final key trend is the growth in audiovisual translation. Makes total sense with everyone watching video.
Absolutely. The shift is undeniable. Videos, vlogs, short clips. That's how many people prefer to get information now. It's quick, it's visual.
Like searching YouTube for how to fix something instead of reading the manual.
We all do it, right? If my dishwasher acts up, I'm looking for a video first.
D2. So this video boom means more demand for
Subtitling, dubbing, voiceovers, a huge increase. And these bring their own specific challenges, linguistic ones, technical ones like timing.
yeah, it's not just translating the words.
Not at all. So there's a growing demand for specialists in audiovisual translation, and also for the tech that supports it. Think automatic transcription tools, synthetic voice generation.
AI voices doing the dubbing, maybe?
Starting to see more of that, yes.
Yeah.
Especially for certain types of content.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What are the big takeaways from this Pro Progressio report on 2025?
Well, I think the main picture is an industry where technology and human skill are deeply intertwined. It's not one replacing the other.
Tech and people.
Exactly. And for anyone in the industry, whether you're a translator or run an agency, the message is clear.
Yeah.
You need to be open to innovation, be flexible, keep learning new skills. AI is changing roles, market demands are shifting. You have to adapt.
Constant learning.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the flip side, for clients, businesses, creators, is that reaching a global audience, it's become much easier and often more affordable than it used to be.
Okay, so quick recap for you listening. We've covered AI's ongoing evolution, that crucial human-machine partnership, the pressures around speed and cost, the sheer explosion of content needing localization, and the big rise of audiovisual translation.
It's a lot happening, for sure. A really dynamic space right now.
Definitely feels that way. It's been a great deep dive into what's going on.
Agreed. Lots of challenges, but also some really interesting opportunities emerging.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. As translation gets easier, faster, more tech-driven, what new kinds of cross-cultural connections or understanding might actually become possible, things we maybe can't even properly imagine today? Something to think about.
A good question to ponder.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.